So knowing which formula to use when it comes to our 6 banking formulas, we've now talked about all of those banking formulas. So knowing which one to use when is really the probably one of the most important parts of this unit. So which formula do I use when? So our first formula we had was simple interest. And it's important to remember that the simple interest formula we have gives us the interest earned. So if the question is asking for ending balance, there's always that extra step there. However, what is it that tells us or gives us that clue of this is a simple interest problem? We will see that phrase simple interest. So it's very obvious that it's simple interest because it will say simple interest. Our second one here, continuous compound, and that is when we have our exponential base, our E value. That one does give us ending balance. But how do we know that it's a continuous compound? It's going to say continuous compounding or compounded continuously. So those two formulas are probably the easiest ones to identify because we can see that phrase there and we can instantly know I see simple interest, I use simple interest, I see compounded continuously, that's what I'm going to do. So those two are the obvious ones, but it's our other 4 that are less obvious. And so for those 4, I've created a flow chart to help us out. And the first question that I ask in my flow chart is, do I know the deposit amount of my principal? So do I know that I'm depositing this much money, or is that what I'm trying to figure out? And so do I know the deposit amount? That is just a yes or no question. Yes, I know the deposit amount, or no, I don't know the deposit amount. Now, based on this flow chart, we could go in one of 2 directions. However, the second question that I ask, regardless of the direction we go in, is going to be the same. So the second question is always going to be, is it one deposit or multiple deposits? And so you can see that we have 2 directions to go in each one of these. And so let's take a look and see what happens depending on the direction that we go. So let's say we know the deposit amount, and we know that it is one single deposit. So one deposit, and we know the deposit amount, that is an example of a compound interest problem. And there's our compound interest formula. So I know I'm depositing $500 right now, one time, compound interest. Say I'm depositing $100 every quarter, multiple times on a regular basis. That is an example of periodic deposit. So multiple deposits, I know the deposit amount, $100 every week. So I know the deposit amount and I'm making multiple deposits with this. Then we jump over to, no, I don't know the deposit amount. And then if I'm only doing one deposit, so how much do I need to deposit now? How much did I deposit at this time? And so one single deposit, but I don't know the deposit amount. That's what I'm trying to figure out. That is called a present single deposit, and it's going to be that formula right there. So again, I don't know the deposit amount, and it's only one deposit that I'm making. And that leads us to our final one where I don't know the deposit amount, but it's multiple deposits. So how much do I need to deposit every month? So that question of how much we deposit, but also knowing that it's multiple deposits because it's every month or every week or every year. And that is a present periodic deposit. And that is what our formula is going to look like there for that one. So make sure you've got that flow chart filled in, have those questions clearly labeled, and you can fill in the formula names as well as the formulas themselves. And it will definitely help you out and make things much easier when we're solving these problems. And the different types of formulas are all mixed in, and you don't necessarily know what they are right off the bat. So asking yourself these questions can definitely help you to kind of do step 1 of solving the problem.